Hey everyone, Romel here, and we're going to be taking a look at the Solo Ryzer by Progressive Desk. My desk is definitely the focal point of my setup, and everything I do revolves around my desk, whether it's software development, content creation, playing video games, or making and building keyboards. Everything happens on this desk. The only thing really is sim racing, but I'll show you how that ties in to my sim racing setup as well. I'm not going to go over what's on my desk in this video. I'm going to have a dedicated video in the near future for that, so be sure to hit the subscribe button to be notified when that's out. In this video, I'm going to focus on the desk, what I like, what I don't like about it, as well as some of the setup process. Full disclaimer, I did get this desk for free. I won an Instagram contest that Progressive was running right around the time of the Olympics, and that was the same time that I was looking for a standing desk, as well as when we moved into this place. So the timing was perfect. As always, regardless of whether I get a product for free or I buy it, I'm gonna give you guys my honest thoughts and opinions without that influencing it. The Solo Ryzer comes in 3 different sizes and prices. It starts at 747 Canadian for the 48 by 30 inch version, 847 Canadian for the 60 by 30, and 1,015 Canadian for the 72 by 30. I went with the 72 by 30 just because I wanted the largest size possible. They also have a bunch of accessories that you can get with the desk, and I'll be going over some of the ones that I chose later on in this video. Progressive is a Vancouver company, so shipping was really fast for me. I ordered, the next day I got the shipping notification, and then the day after it was out for delivery. If you guys are in the Vancouver area and you need a desk fast, Progressive was really fast when it came to shipping. The desk does come in 2 boxes, one for the legs and the other for the tabletop. The parts are laid out well inside the box and the instructions are easy to follow. They also have a video tutorial on their YouTube channel if you guys prefer that format. I did have an issue where one of these plastic covers for the legs were popping out, and I was able to pop it back in. I don't think the plastic would have affected anything, but if you're spending this much money on a standing desk, I would hope that everything was QC'd correctly before it was packed in the box. It was pretty obvious when I took it out of the box and seems pretty hard to miss. It definitely didn't happen during shipping just because of the amount of force that it required for me to push it back in. I don't think this could have popped out as the box was shuffling around while it was being shipped. So yeah, I feel like the QC process could have been a little bit better there, even though it was minor. It is still a big amount of money when you are buying these standing desks. The setup time for me total was about 30 to 40 minutes, and that included me getting some footage for this video, but you probably would be a little faster, and I would highly recommend asking for help when it comes time to take the legs and put it on top of the tabletop. It is relatively heavy, so it would be a good idea to get 2 people just so you don't damage anything and make sure that you don't accidentally drop it onto the desk and it breaks. But flipping it over too was pretty heavy, so yeah, get someone else to help you with the heavy lifting of the desk, especially if you have this large desk. The legs do offer a dual motor system, so each side of the table has its own motor and it communicates through the control box as well as this remote. It also does have collision detection, so as it's going up or down and it feels that there's something in the way, it'll stop. The weight capacity of the legs are 270 pounds. I haven't tested out the maximum. I don't think the stuff on my desk right now is 270 pounds, but I did put my own body weight on the desk and it was able to support it just fine. It went up and down, no problem. And that was around 160 pounds of my own body weight. It does go from 24.4 inches from the lowest, and the highest is 50 inches. I use it at about 26.7 and 43.7 for my standing height. The only time that I use it for the lowest is when I'm sim racing. I put the table to the very lowest so I can swing my monitor, keep it as close to my wheel as possible. My monitor arm doesn't dip that low, so that's why I use the desk to go even lower than that. The motors itself aren't the loudest, but they also aren't the quietest. But to be honest, it doesn't really bother me, but this is what it sounds like. As the table is going up and down, it's also really smooth. I don't feel any jerkiness as the table is increasing height or decreasing height, and it feels stable the whole way through. No issues with that whatsoever. Another good positive thing about the desk itself is that it does get covered by a 15-year warranty. So anything that happens with the tabletop or the legs or anything around the desk, Progressive will help you out for the whole 15 years. And 15 years is a long time. By the time the warranty on this expires, my daughter is gonna be in university. So that's a long time. The tabletops come in an assortment of colors, and you can probably find one that fits your aesthetic or the look that you're going for. And for my setup and my space, I went with the warm white. The thing about these tabletops is that they're only about an inch thick and they're made with an MDF core. I was kind of a little wary about this in the beginning because all the IKEA desks that I've used in the past had like the particle board core, and none of them were able to withstand my monitor arms. It was important for me that the desk was able to support my monitor arms because I was gonna be swinging it back and forth when I do my sim racing and when I'm working and all of that stuff, as well as going up and down. So I really wanted to make sure that the desk could withstand that, and I'm happy to report after 2 months of use, I haven't seen any issues with this desk whatsoever, and it doesn't look like it's gonna crease or anything in the near future. So it's able to support my Ergotron, which has a 30-inch ultra wide, and then the Amazon monitor arms that I have that support my to 27 inches. So it hasn't had any issues with that whatsoever. The biggest thing that I do not like about these tabletops, or I guess any of the tabletops out there that the standing desk manufacturers provide, is this grommet. I am not a fan of grommets, and I would prefer that this was fully covered. I think I got pretty lucky because my Go XLR and my Stream Deck kind of cover it, but it's still there. It is nice that the cables do run down, but it is also kind of a bit of a nuisance for me. And I really would prefer that it was an option when you customize the desk, whether or not you want a grommet hole or you don't want one, or you want a circle. I think I would have much preferred a smaller circle rather than this big rectangle on the 72x30. Unfortunately, you have no options with this desk. You have a grommet hole and that's it. I've got quite a bit of stuff on this desk. I have 3 monitors, 138, 227 inch, my desktop, my PlayStation 5, and my laptops. It's able to support it really well when it's sitting. There is some slight wobble. I think it's just the nature of my monitor arms, but overall it does feel really sturdy. When I am standing, however, it wobbles a lot. Fortunately, it doesn't wobble too much while I'm typing, or at least my main monitor doesn't wobble too much while I'm typing. Otherwise, I'd be pretty annoyed if it was wobbling while I'm typing at the same time. But then again, I feel like it's just very exaggerated based off of the monitor arm that I have and the way that I have my monitors configured. For the accessories, I went with the black remote, the headphone hanger, and a couple of their cable management trays. At first, I was pretty hesitant with the size of the cable trays. I was originally imagining using the cable raceways for servers and having my cables tucked in there, all nice and neat. But after using their cable trays, I'm really happy I went this route instead. My methodology and my thinking behind my cable management for this setup was out of sight, out of mind, and these cable trays are perfect for that. I was also pretty lucky that the power bar that I had fit perfectly inside of this, so I just have this mounted, I guess, inside of the cable tray, and it's just suspending there. The only thing is that the U plugs kind of pop out, but again, that's not that big of an issue. The best and biggest benefit I find with these cable trays is that you can't see the cables on the other side. So I've just been stuffing all of my cables. I have everything that I need on my desk right now, so I don't really imagine having to make any changes or add new things with how I like my setup. So I think it's perfect that I was able to just, I kind of tidied it, but at the same time, I just put everything in there, and out of sight, out of mind. Overall, I'm really happy with this desk, and if I were to purchase it today, I wouldn't hesitate to do so. It checks off all the things that I would have been looking for in a standing desk. The legs are very sturdy, the tabletop is able to support my monitors, and I don't really experience too much wobble when I'm sitting, and the wobble is understandable while I'm in the standing configuration. If you are looking to get this desk and are based in Canada in a city, I would highly recommend taking a look at red flag deals. There are some group buys that are organized for this desk, and you can save about 25% by joining that group buy. And this desk at $750 is quite a good deal in my opinion. You do have other options out there like the autonomous or the fully, but if you're in Canada, I never know if I'm gonna get hit with duties. And after the conversion and shipping and all that, it ends up being around the same price, and you do save quite a bit if you end up joining a group buy. Another option if you are in Canada are the FE desks. The FE desk is a desk that my brother-in-law and his wife have been using and have nothing but good things to say about it. I helped them set it up, and the setup was kind of similar, but that is also another option if you're in Canada, and it lands in about the same price point. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys have any questions about the desks, my setup, or anything in general, feel free to leave them in the comment down below. I will be doing a review on my monitor, my rig, and everything else in my setup that's new, so be sure to hit that subscribe button if you want to see more content. And I will be streaming on Twitch soon at twitch.tv/Romeldris. Be sure to follow me on there so you know when I go live. I'll probably be racing or building a keyboard. And again, if you want more questions or have feedback or anything, my Discord is open, so feel free to join that or message me directly. I'm always happy to help. And yeah, I'll catch you guys on the next one.